Greetings and gratitude to all light forms and life workers who have found this live demonstration of services. I am your host, the Third-Eyed Lion. I would like to express my sincerest and deepest welcome to all new and returning viewers watching this now or in the future. Allow your beautiful energies to come in. Thank you, everybody. Ask your question, use 1 through 8, which deck you would like, and once I have questions and decks, I will start. I'll make the list here. Thank you for all the returning and new people. Love seeing these faces here, friends. If you like this content and you want to see it grow, please share to anyone else who you think would feel the same way. If you're here, please ask your question, choose 1 through 8, and I will be able to answer those. Okay, everything beautiful. Question is also beautiful. Why do you feel such a strong emotion in your heart when you think of Bruce or see a picture of him? Deck 5, shuffle 9 times. Thank you to all the people viewing. Your presence is greatly appreciated here in this now moment. Okay, everything beautiful. So the reason why you feel this way is it seems like that you have a very strong either past or future life connection. This could mean maybe siblings, parents, lovers, maybe multiple variations of these things in past and future lives. There's a lot of lack of positivity that you are experiencing. These emotions that come up, they're very painful and they're not positive, but you know that there is something positive underneath it, which means that the positivity is being blocked. Understand that the wonderment, the sensation of just wonder and joy is being blocked based on these past or future events that are happening because there is no time. So all possibilities, probabilities, and perceived things that happen all are really happening in the same one now moment. It's just we perceive it in different ways. Know that the main reason why you're so strong to them is they're a reminder of the progression you are making. The mistakes you might have had in the past, the issues, the problems that happened with you and them in the past, you are making progress. You are moving forward. So you thinking about them and seeing that energy reminds you of how you used to be, and it brings up the progress that you're making. So know that the way you're feeling is showing you that you are growing, that you are developing, because in the past you wouldn't have had such emotion towards them. Yes, so this deep love that you feel means that you are progressing in the most beautiful way. I recommend that you write down how you feel about this person. You don't ever have to show it to them. No one ever has to see it. You can burn it or rip it up, flush it down the toilet, whatever you want. Just write it down, how you feel, and the more that you can transcribe it and create it, you will better able to understand these emotions, and they won't be as intense of a sensation because you will be able to understand them in a more intellectual base. You can destroy them, no one ever has to read them, but by just taking your thoughts and putting them on paper really helps you understand what those thoughts are. Okay, deck number 4 for Ishika. So Ishika, you can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when the spirits compel me. Will you and S become close as a friend or romantic? And to all the amazing people viewing this, now or in the future, I would like to remind you that wherever you may be, whatever you may experience, know that you always have the ability to see it as a positive or a negative. Some people say the sun is too hot. I don't like it when it's too hot. But if there was no sun, the plants wouldn't be able to survive. They wouldn't able to be. And then they tell someone else and they say, hey, I hate it when it rains. It's too wet when it rains. But if it didn't rain, we wouldn't have any water. The plants would die. So we need the hot. We need the cold. We need everything in between it. It is our choice to enjoy it or to be resistant to it. And always remember that you have a choice to enjoy what's happening or be resistant to what's happening. No one else will ever choose that for you. Even if you think someone else is choosing it for you, you're allowing them to. So you still made the choice, friends. Okay, Ishika, I feel compelled to stop pretty close here. Okay, will S and you become close? Okay, yes. It will not begin romantically, but it could become romantic. It will start as friendship and then develop. Know that you both are part of a shared community, and the more that you can do what you love doing and share that with other people, it will strengthen your relationships with those people and strangers. So I recommend that you might think of some projects you can do with this person that you both enjoy that can bring some finance in, and that will be a good ground level to begin to build a relationship on top of. Know that they have a lot of passion and a lot of experience to create, and they want to share this with you, but you have to find the right level of balance. Don't change yourself because of them. Know that you hold all the balance correctly inside. But what you can do is show them how you work and see how they work. Find a understanding instead of changing yourself to be more like them. Understand who they are so they can understand who you are, so you both can change to your highest version of self instead of changing to someone else. So I do see a very close friendship, a very close connection. Just find the right balance of connecting to you and letting them connect to themselves, and find the balance between the two. I hope this can give you some clarity, friend. Hope you all are doing well wherever you may be on this world or on any other planets. Okay. Pretty Tara, thank you for showing up. What are Ming's true feelings towards you? Okay, so what are Ming's true feelings towards you? Choose the deck and stop whenever. Okay, let's go number 1. Okay, so Pretty Tara, what are Ming's true feelings towards you? Okay, so straight and simple. No other way to say it. Ming's in love with you, is very powerfully in love with you, wants to be with you, wants to spend the rest of their life with you, wants to hold you, wants to be with you when things go good and things go bad. It's full unconditional love that they have for you, and they just have a very difficult time expressing this, communicating this verbally. They have a lot of passion, a lot of excitement, a lot of joy towards you, but they are having a very difficult time communicating it. They're not communicating the way that they're driven to, but they're thinking about you all the time. They're thinking about being with you, thinking about spending time with you, thinking about loving you. The reason why he doesn't show it is because he's afraid of pushing you away. What if you don't reciprocate? What if you don't love him? What if you don't want to be with him? What if he hurts you by letting you know that he cares about you? Oftentimes, these types of things come from when the dialogue is not happening. My recommendation, friend, is let them know how you feel. Let them know what your answer to that question is. And you will find that they probably want to share because they're interested in what your true feelings are as much as you are interested in theirs. And they're afraid of pushing you away. They're afraid of hurting you. They're afraid of you not feeling the way that they feel and the pain that that would cause them. So I hope that can give you clarity. And hello, I'm doing very well. So is the aspect. Please ask your question. Thank you and for your amazing moderating energies. The moment you show up, I can see the energy grid of the videos always shoot through the roof, friend. You have very powerful energy field that you bring. Okay, what are M's thoughts of you? There's certain people who generally do not show up on the cosmic grid. What is the cosmic grid, you ask? Well, the cosmic grid is the connection of all life forms, all light forms, people who are forms of light, and all life workers, all people working on their own life. Oftentimes you can be both, but not always. And the grid I'm referring to is the individual connection of all of the points on a planet in one solar system, in one universe, all connected to each other thing. So when certain individuals' energies, they spike, either positive or negative, certain individuals who are monitoring the grid can see this change. So when certain individuals of high levels of energy begin to view these transmissions, their energies spike. And this spike can be registered not by just me, not by just people in the solar system. This positive solar energy spike can be seen throughout the cosmos. And oftentimes you just don't know anything about it. You're just like, oh, I'm happy. I'm just happy. That's all you think is happening. You are happy. That's it. But when you think, okay, well, I'm so happy now, there's so many other people not happy, well, that means my happiness will be more noticeable because it's atypical. And then more and more people throughout the universe will see one human being happy when most of the other humans choose not to be happy. Well, then that shows them that there's some change, there's something happening here on Earth, makes them want to come, makes more people view you, and someone so far away you will never even think about will be like, hey, this human living on this suffering planet is able to be happy. I'm able to be happy even though my suffering is way less than this human over here. I can still have the strength that they have. And you encourage people way farther than you will ever know. Everyone who's watching this now or in the future, the impact of every single thing you say, do, think, feel, and internalize has a huge effect that is just transcendent. So keep up the hard work, friend. Okay, Jaccara de Futura. I feel compelled to stop soon. Okay. So, M's thoughts of you. One, that you are incredibly passionate. You create your reality based on the things that you are passionate about. If you're not passionate about something, you won't give any energy towards it, is what they think about you. They see you as a master of inspiring passion, creativity, excitement, individuality to other people, but also someone who's wiser than your years, somebody who has a mastery of passion, of excitement, of creativity, of making. Somebody who's not afraid to take something that's inside their mind and passionately create it into something physical. But they do see that you might have some issues with being grounded, being connected, being thoughtful of what your actions are leading towards. Maybe a little impatient sometimes, but they do care about you and they do want to create with you. They want to spend time with you. No apologies needed, friend. We stopped at the same time. So they deeply care about you. They want to co-create creative projects with you, which may blossom into a romantic relationship. But they are very much like being around you. They just want to remind you, sometimes think about the outcome of what you're going to do before you do it, but don't overthink it. Just have an idea of what possible things could happen. And this will help you prevent yourself from tripping as much when you kind of do a 360 pan of what the outcome could be before each step. You don't have to know exactly, just do one panorama and you can usually gain a lot of information off of that. But continue your fiery passion and know that when you're in control of that fire, no one's going to get burned because you're a master of it. And yes, Tarot TV with T, thank you for showing up. And please ask your question. Challenges only make us stronger. If there was no challenges in life, it would be pretty boring, right? You get to win all the time. That's no fun. How does Eric feel about you? So, Eric is having a hard time leaving the past behind him, is really trying to predict your actions based on their past relationships and past experiences with you. They're not giving you the opportunity to change and grow. They're not letting go of the past as much as they're wanting to. and they're so kind of controlled by the old thought processes in the past. That's the winning is the challenge. The win is to be challenged. To lose is no challenge at all. So Eric is having mental thoughts about the past, which is preventing him from making the work needed in the future. Thinks that you are very powerful and amazing, but are focusing on labor and work. They do not feel like you are open to love completely, whether or not this is true. They think that you are focusing on finance more than you are on emotion. Whether or not this is correct, it seems from the cards here that they think you are focusing on money more than emotionality. But this is not completely true because they still, at the same time, they want to be with you. They want to love you. They want to have happiness and joy with you, but they think that you don't want that as well. I feel like there's a communication block or a listening block because you very much have unconditional love to give and to share. It seems like they are not wanting to receive these things because they believe that they don't deserve love, that they have to be poor, that they are a miserable person. These beliefs are preventing them from really seeing you for who you are, and they're labeling you and projecting onto you their insecurities. But they do want to be with you, and they do want a family. They do want a wealthy communion with you, but they're having a very difficult time. Yes, so that's still true. They do want you, but they're having a hard time seeing you for who you are because they're seeing you through the lens of their issues, their thoughts that people are going to hurt them, their thoughts that they're not good enough. These are what's preventing them from really seeing you for your truest self. They're also really focused on money. And money is really on the forefront of their mind. So they think that you are focused on money equally. And their mental issues when it comes to a poverty mindset is preventing them from being wealthy. It's feeling like they always have to work. So understand that you have the love for each other. It's there. It's just not being seen on their viewpoint. They're not seeing it. But you, as a powerful mystic, are able to see it, even though they can't. So my recommendation, friend, is just kind of have a discussion on where they see money, where they see love, what is their definition of a relationship, what work are they willing to bring to the table, and what do you have to bring to the table to make sure everything is there. It's not always going to be the most pleasant of conversation, but by having the conversation will really bring a new level of passion into the relationship because you both know what the goal is. You will be able to be more passionate in achieving it. So I hope that can give you clarity. You have an amazing YouTube channel, and I hope you continue to give powerful readings. I can see from the grid I was referring to earlier that every time you give someone a reading, not only are you showing that individual that magic is real, not only are you affecting the cosmos by reinforcing the magic of card reading, but the third most important thing is what you're doing is you're breaking down the cultural stigma that all card readers are Satanists and evil, dark, terrible people. That's not true, never has been true. But you're breaking down that stigma by giving amazing, powerful readings. So if anyone viewing this would like to see another powerful reader, I do recommend you look up Tarot TV with T. There's my shout out, friend. Thank you for your amazing content. Hello, Scarlett. Thank you for showing up. And Tarot TV, you are now a moderator, so you can post your link if you would like. Christy, if you have a question, please ask, and I can answer that for you as well. I always want to answer the moderator's questions. I don't know if it's happening to where you are geographically located, but currently at Terra Base Leo 3, there is a heat wave, and it is very hot, and the physical body will require water throughout this video. So hopefully the heat is not too negative to where you are, but any persons who are being negatively affected by any type of phenomenon, understand that tragedy always brings triumph, and the triumph could only happen because of the tragedy. I know it's not the most positive thing, but any terrible things that happen can bring positive outcome, and especially natural phenomenon. After the forest is burnt down, the new plants that will grow in that forest will have more oxygen and will have more diversity of plant species than they did before the forest was burnt down. The soil is more rich in nutrients based on the tragedy that happened prior. But please do not burn down forests. It's not worth the karma. But if it happens naturally, that is how nature heals herself. Okay, deck number 4. Shuffle 4 times. Yeah, it's getting cooler, but it's still hot, right? When will you get the dream job? So I see spring coming in really strong. Spring coming in, when you do get this dream job, you will have it for the rest of your life. And it will be one of those types of jobs where it doesn't even feel like work. It just feels like fun. It just feels like excitement and joy. You never feel like you're actually at a job. You just feel like you're getting paid to do something you like doing. Is the type of job that I see. It's going to be joyous labor. You will be laboring, but you will be doing it in a way that you enjoy, in a way that you love. Understand that you might have to be the one to create it. You might be the one who have to makes this dream job a reality. But find that fiery passion, find that thing you love doing so very much that when you do it, it doesn't even feel like you're doing anything at all. It's just a natural thing. And monetize that. And that's how you can find the wealth. Know that you will find love if you are not already in a loving relationship. That when you can master your labor and your energies, it will come in and make it happen faster. So I see springtime about April I see April as a good time for you to really have this dream job. From now till then, you will have to find other ways to make ends meet, but really think about finding the things you love, the passion things you have, and create them, do them more, and ask the world, because they will, to monetize it for you. Contact your love that you have for self and know that you will be able to love other people equally, and they will love you the way you deserve. Okay, Scarlett, please ask your question. You can choose 1 through 8. Yes, please, everyone. The most powerful recommendation I can ever give you is to remain hydrated with the clearest, cleanest local water you can have. If those things are very difficult for you, then whatever water you can, just understand that water can be used as a weapon. And if you are not aware of what you put into your body, then you are being susceptible to attack. So just be aware of what food and liquids you consume. Think about where they are sourced from, and know that these things affect you and your life, even if you are not aware of them. Okay, Scarlett, you can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when the energies compel me to. So I'm really getting this energy screaming at me here. So to you beautiful people who are viewing this message, remember just that. You are a beautiful person. Doesn't matter what anyone has ever called you. Doesn't matter what you think. The truth is you are beautiful. The lie is that you're not. Because here's the thing. What if everybody's beautiful? Some people would say no one is beautiful. I argue that everybody is beautiful and that there is no ugly. All there is beauty. And if you disagree, then that is your free choice. I argue that the perception can always be positive or negative. I prefer to exist in a reality where my perception is positive of the negative. But no, your vision creates your reality. What you want to happen will oftentimes come true if you put the energy into making it come true. The message from your twin flame, friend, is you are attracting them into your life now. The more you can be your own flame, the more you can hold your own fire and do it in a kind, loving way, the more you'll be able to attract this person to you. You are a magnet. So the way you treat yourself, the way you think about yourself, will always be mirrored to those who come into your life. Understand that the way you think about yourself and the way you think about others really has a huge effect on reality. So go inside and find those thoughts that are painful, that are lacking, that are just negative, and change them, because you're the control of your perception, of what you perceive. Take a minute to really look inside and say, hey, I am loved, I am lovable, and I'm beautiful, And I deserve to be with somebody who are these things and more. The more you can say them to yourself, the more you can bring them into your own reality, the more that this twin flame, who's matching the same frequency of you, will vibrate at that own level. Yes, you are the flame, and the more you can listen to your guides, listen to the angels, listen to your team, you'll be able to align your flame to that of your other twin flame partner. I don't believe in twin flames very much. I believe that a flame can both rise and lower and change in frequency. Oftentimes, that is constantly happening. So the twin flame is not a really good analogy. I see it more as a harmonic frequency. It is somebody that you will exist in harmony with, but not twin. Your harmonic partner is a lot more powerful than your twin flame, because your twin flame will change throughout your life and will not always be in harmonic frequency with you. But your harmonic partner, someone who no matter what happens, will always be in harmony with you, because it's something that's just more than this one small blue planet, this 1 minute that we happen to be living in. So I hope that can give you clarity. Know that you are a magnet. What you think about yourself will always affect back to you. And you don't always have to be balanced, friend. Scarlet, it's okay sometimes to be out of balance. Why? Because when you're out of balance, you get to see what it looks like when you're not in balance. So when you're in balance, you're better able to stay in balance, because that few times you were out of balance, you know what it's like. You never know if you're going to like a food or not unless you eat it. But if you eat it and you have an allergic reaction, you get sent to the hospital, and you have an EpiPen stuck into you, and this is a negative experience, right? You almost died, but it shows you that you're alive. Well, it shows you that you took a risk. You did something that was uncomfortable. You might pay for it, yeah. But now you won't be surprised by somebody accidentally putting a little bit of this thing you're allergic to in food and forgetting about it. And you could have died. But because you took the chance on your own when you were prepared, now you have an EpiPen in your bag and you're always prepared. So that's the best analogy I can come up with. Yes, I agree. There is no limit. Monogamy or polygamy will work as long as there's an understanding between all partners. Oftentimes, monogamy doesn't work because both partners don't communicate what they want from the relationship. Oftentimes, polygamy doesn't work because all the partners don't communicate what they want. And the good thing about being single is at least you can communicate with yourself what you want most of the times, but that's not the case for everybody. Okay, so I hope that can give you clarity, Scarlett. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, next is Gon Gon Goon. And Gon Gon Goon, if you're here, ask your question, please. Hello, Priga Joshi. Thank you for showing up. Okay, deck number 3. What can you do to repair the relationship with your mother? Okay, so the main thing you can do with the relationship with your mother is to really step into yourself and your own power, but also be aware of all the sacrifices that your mother made to raise you. Know that love doesn't always have to be the same thing. Love is different to every person, and how a person expresses their love will change throughout their life. A person will not always communicate love the same from birth to death. And people are always open to change. When you can, maybe try to give a little financial support and kindness to your mother. Be open to share some of your wealth with her. And more than anything, the best way to repair this relationship is to step into your own magic, step into your own power, and listen to her. Listen to what she has to say. Listen to what she says. Even if you disagree, even if you don't want to do these things, just listen. And go out with honesty and say, hey, mother, I love you. I'm grateful for all that you have done, but I have to be my own person. I have to do my own way. If you don't like it, then that's fine. I still love you. I will still care about you. I'm just have to go my own way. The human aspect understands that here. Samuel has experienced something like that. Understand that everything has happened so you to become the person you are now. You wouldn't be as powerful of a magician, as a magical creator being, if you didn't experience suffering at a young age. Suffering at a young age allows us to gain power and mastery at an older age. So it is, and I do see that in this card. Your mother has not always loved you the way you deserve to be loved. Your mother hasn't always been the mother she needed to be. But no, she is a person. She can be your friend. She can be somebody you're a friend with, somebody that you like hanging out with, someone you like talking to. Doesn't mean she has to be your mother all the time. Doesn't mean she has to always control and manipulate and deceive you. But be your own strong person. If you feel like she's stealing from you, call her out. If you feel like she's lying to you, call her out. Because that's love. That's real, real love. Is when somebody is doing something dark, you look them in the eye and say, hey, that's wrong. I do not like what you're doing. I do not think it is in alignment with love. But I love you enough to communicate this to you, even though it's really difficult for me. What love really is difficult. It's not all frou-frou fun times all the time. Sometimes it's really difficult. It's really freaking hard to love somebody. But when we can do this, love is a radical act. It is radical to love somebody. It goes against the whole process. Yes, change what you expect, what you perceive them as, change it. And know that what you perceive your mother as is what she is. I understand what you're saying, friend. But if it was easier, you wouldn't really learn anything. You wouldn't ever really develop and grow if things are easy. The challenge, the struggle, the difficulty is where we are given the opportunity to succeed, to triumph. Think of it this way. There's no fun, no fun at all playing a video game for the 10th time on easy. But it might be fun playing it for the 10th time on extreme difficulty. You might want to start out the first time on easy, but you don't want to keep doing it easy. Because when it's easy, there is no challenge. But when it's too challenging, there is no progress. You have to find that balance and know that you're the one who both places, removes, and overcomes the challenges. You get the choice to either get pushed back, take a step forward, or to stop moving altogether. And forgiving your mother for what she has done, forgiving yourself for what you think you have done, which is very little, and just to forgive the whole situation for happening and know that if it didn't happen the way it happened, you wouldn't be the person you are today. And that's not easy. But it doesn't need to be. Certain things can be easy. Certain things can be difficult. So you can always make it easier, but it doesn't have to be. So I hope that can give you clarity. She does love you in her own way, and you love her in your own way. Just respect yourself in the forefront. If it's too hard, if it's too painful, if it just is too much right now, then don't do it and move on. But when you feel like you don't want to talk to her, but you need to, or you don't want to, but you have to, that's when you should do it. When you feel like you shouldn't, but you should, is when the universe is screaming at you to act. Is when it's the most uncomfortable. Thank you, friend. You are loved so very deeply. There's many, many cosmic lions that have a lot of nice words to say to you, Gon Gon Goon. I, Trilea, am just one who happens to have a platform to do so. Things will constantly continue to develop, yes. Okay, so Priga Joshi, I'll have you be the last one of the night. Wow, deck number 4 is getting all the love today. What is V's next step towards you? Will you reconcile with him? Yes, you will, but no, there's going to be a lot of mental challenges. Pain, regret, doubt, fear, anxiety. These are all things that you might have experienced in the past with them. Trauma of any kind is really going to prevent both of you from fully getting back together immediately, but it is happening. It is happening quickly, but no, focus on what you're doing now. Focus on your finances. Focus on your energy now. And the more you can master what you're doing, the more you can continue to move forward. You will begin to attract them back to you. I do see you reconciling. Yes, and the echoes of those things are going to show back up in the relationship. The trauma, the anxiety, all of these things are going to bubble back up the next time you communicate with him. What the next step is towards you is going to be mentally. They're going to be thinking about you, thinking about how to improve, thinking about how to better communicate. So their next step is developing themselves to be with you. I'll pull one more for clarity. Okay. Think about talking to your coworkers, talking to other people who are in your group, in your reality, and talk to them and say, hey, is there anything that you think I could improve on? Is there any little things that I haven't noticed that I can get better at? Communicate with your team, your friends, your earth team, your physical team, and your non-physical energy team, and just let them know ask them, where can I improve at? What things can I get better at? And the more you work on yourself, the more that this person, V, will be drawn back towards you. But their next step is to focus on the mental, how can I get to you, is what they're thinking. And that's the step that they're working on now. When you get back together, you will have to have a conversation about the trauma, about the anxiety, about the fears. Have that dialogue and say, hey, yes, this happened. Yes, I did this. Yes, you did that. But I want to change that. I'm willing to not do those things anymore. Please see me as somebody more than how things used to be. And the only way that can happen if you make those changes now, friend. So their next step is to make their changes, hoping that you are doing it too. Keep doing your work. Keep making your bark. Keep being your own one-of-a-kind person, and know you're headed in the right direction. And when they are doing the same level of work you are, you will be drawn back together. I recommend you contact any mutual friends and just ask if they said anything about you that you might be able to change. And if you don't want to change anything, know that that is happening and that is developing. That's great advice. Instead of cutting them out and calling people toxic, you decided to speak your truth. And if they are not ready, just give them time and space, but always be truthful. I agree 100%. But sometimes it's okay to tell somebody the truth that they are being toxic, because they may not know that. But it's also good to not tell somebody that if you know they will react negatively to that information. Some people can handle being called out. Some people can't. That's fine. That's just who you are, what level of maturity you're at. And give yourself that energy. And things will always happen the way they need to. Just be truthful. So I'm getting this message again. I said it before, but I'll say it again. Do not compare yourself to anyone else. Don't compare your body. Don't compare your mind. Don't compare your heart to anyone else. They're all different, and they're all beautiful. Even the mean people, even the ugly people, they're beautiful. Why? Because they're a person. They have experiences. They have emotions. They have talents. They have skills. They have excitements. Everybody does. And that is beautiful. Does the life mission involve public speaking? Nine and then 10. Prigajoshi, you are also deeply loved for your energies. Question is about public speaking. Okay, so I do see public speaking as a very powerful possibility and a infinite future. Know that when you think you're doing something all by yourself, when you are public speaking and you think everyone's focusing on you, you're alone. You never really are. You're always being propelled by your magic team, by the guides and by the spirits are always propelling you where you need to go. Understand that public speaking is something that those who have ever became powerful and successful had to know how to do. Every single person who's remembered throughout history at some point had to speak publicly. To be successful, you have to speak publicly. It's a requirement. You can't be successful on this planet and never share yourself in some form of a platform. And it could be public speaking to just 2 people, public speaking to 2 million people. But there's very little difference because either way, there's a group of individuals who are focusing on you, but most of them are not focusing on themselves. So I recommend you start public speaking small with things you're passionate about. Maybe reading stories to the elderly or to children, or to speak spoken poetry, or read other people's writings like the Gettysburg Address or Dr. Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. By reading other people's speeches, even privately, reading a public speech privately is a great way to develop this. It is very difficult for Samuel to speak publicly, which is why oftentimes I, the lion, will host these videos because the human aspect is very, very nervous. So remember, when you speak publicly and when you can be passionate and powerful and confident in a public platform, wow. You show so many people that they can too, that their voice matters, that their words are important, that they should be listened to as well. You show those little girls and those little boys, hey, maybe one day I can talk like that too. I can be confident like that person, mommy. They will think that in their mind because when you share yourself publicly, you inspire way more people, but more so than anything else, you show yourself that you have the words that are valued, that your opinion, is valued, is important. So I see you being a incredibly powerful and successful public speaker. And does your life mission involve public speaking? Yes, it does. But it also involves being a public person, being a role model, being somebody seen in the public, but somebody not understood. No, the people will call you names, will say things about you that are untrue. Don't listen to them. It will always happen. There will always be naysayers. There will always be people in the dark who don't want to look at the light because the light will show them that they're about to fall off the cliff, and that really bothers them. Yes, and keep balancing your emotions, but sometimes when the emotions flare up, when the emotions are just so powerful and intense, everybody can feel it echoing all around them. And those are the greatest public speakers. It's not somebody who's up there, okay, thank you everybody for showing up. I am here to say this, and thank you all. Please listen to what I have to say. No one's going to listen to that person. It's not interesting. It's not passionate. It's not emotional. But when someone says up there on the podium that this is injustice, this is criminal, and it needs to be rectified, we as a society should not stand for this injustice. Well, that person is passionate, is emotional. More and more people are going to listen to them. But if they're too emotional and they're up there screaming and yelling, no one's going to listen. So you got to find the balance, right? Find that right balance between emotion and passion. Sometimes they can be the same thing, but sometimes they're totally different. So just find ways to work your own way. I do very much, you look up other people who are public speakers, other people who know how to speak in a way similar to the way you want to speak. There's a lot of people on the internet, and it's okay to find people similar and different from you and just find the right balance to be your own self. But I recommend write down what you want to say. There's two different types of public speakers. There's somebody who has complete confidence in what they're doing and they don't need a script. They're able to just ad-lib it. And then there's people like Abe Lincoln who had to write down it first on a napkin. He had to write it down on paper first before he could understand it. And then when it came time, he didn't need the paper. He didn't need it. He knew the address. But he had to write it first to understand it. So I recommend write down some public speaking things you want to do. Write down how you want to speak, how you want to hold yourself, how you want to dress. And the more you can write it, the more you can understand it, you will bridge the gap to the next level, friend. I see you in front of about 1 million or so people live, but broadcast to about 1 billion people. You are speaking about prejudice, about deception, about cruelty, human rights violations. You're speaking about, yeah, I see it really strong. Your aura is like 15 feet high. You are being seen by millions of, and if not billions of people on this one planet, let alone all the other people who are watching throughout the cosmos. And I see you as one of the predominant cultural figures when it comes to unity and acceptance for others. Nice. So just write down outlines instead of like a script. Write down like the bullet points you want to reach instead of, the idea is the difference between knowing where you're going and looking for the milestones and then just following a map. If you just follow the map, well, you're not really going to experience everything. But if you know where you mapped out where you want to go, but you don't know how you're going to get there, oftentimes that's a lot more energy. But I very much see you as an advocate for fairness, and probably, hopefully, because I know that it's coming pretty quick, humans. Any human viewing this, heads up. There's going to be a time, probably by the end of 2020, where there's a good chance it's going to be very hard to deny the fact that there's aliens. And hard to deny the fact that maybe us humans might be aliens too. That we didn't evolve on this planet. Just a heads up, little spoiler. There's a good chance that humans are not Earthlings. We happen to live on Earth, but there's a good chance that we're not originally from this planet. No spoilers, though. I'll only give you a little bit. So when we make full contact to humans, what we're going to need is humans who already resonate with us to be public speakers, to show other humans that they are powerful enough to be the creators of their life. Yeah. Isn't it funny that we have a reptile brain as well as in a mammal system? We never were meant to be aquatic, but we got webs between our toes and fingers. So, certain little things, I hope that can give you clarity, friend. I see you very much overcoming your fears, overcoming your doubts, and being a role model for millions and millions of people. So Priga Joshi, thank you for showing up. There's going to be a need for powerful, confident speakers. And I believe that you are one of them. And anyone viewing this now or in the future, so are you. You just have to find a way to speak in a way that no one ever has on this planet. No one ever has in the universe. See, there's no limit to anything. Ever. The limits are just what we put on it to understand it. Because we think in limiting ways. So if we want to understand something, we have to believe the thing we're thinking about is also limited. Well, the truth is, there is no limits besides that of the human cognitive mind. Is the only thing that is limited. It's the mind. But if you know how to overcome it, the mind is not limited at all, friends. That's the message here. Unlock the mental, because mind creates everything else. All is mind, all is mental. Wow. Okay, friend. Priga Joshi, career reading for you. I don't know what you do currently, but you should maybe look into intuitive services. This could be divination. This could be writing, painting, cooking. Um, it's really important that you trust your own intuition. You listen to your body, listen to yourself, and also have the courage to go out and do jobs that you think you're not qualified for, but you love doing. The one that's really coming forth is really strong is some form of public salesperson. Somebody who is in public sales. This could be retail. This could be real estate. This could be door to door, phone sales. Somebody who makes money by your attitude. You have such an amazing attitude and way of being. The more you bring this in, well, the list was closed, friend, but I would like to give you a reading. So the list opened back up and you'll be the last one. So there's one other person. But please ask your question, friends. The list was closed, but I'm going to open back up for just a few more people here. So your career, Prigger Joshi, is keep doing your YouTube, keep up your intuition, know that you will be successful, but don't be afraid to be courageous, to do things that other people think are foolish. Go out and trust that everything will work out. Believe your angels will make you successful. Keep doing your YouTube and trust your intuition. It will lead you to powerful success. Find a way to monetize your attitude and your way of being in whatever job it will be, and you will be wealthy and successful. So aliens and Aquarians, please ask your question. Choose 1 through 8. Pareed Raj, the list was closed, but you asked your question, so you still get it now. Thank you, Prigger Joshi. You bring guidance as well. Yes. You can be added, friend. Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for showing up. You can also be added to the list if you have a question tonight. Okay. So, Pareed Raj, Jay's current feelings towards you. Okay. They're conflicted. They really don't know how they're feeling. They're getting a lot of mixed signals, it seems like. And they want to be with you. They care about you, but they feel like they don't know how to be. Their passions towards you are developing and growing, but they're more focused on money. They feel like they don't have enough wealth. They don't have enough connection to fully be with you. But they love you deeply and they're passionate about you, but they're being lost mentally. They don't know how to communicate. They're afraid of losing you. They're afraid of losing themselves. So they care about you. They're thinking about you, but they're just confused about what to do next, of where to go and how it should develop. But they are deeply in love with you. I hope that can give you clarity. Shimmy, a goddess, thank you. You will be the last one for tonight. I was waiting. I knew a goddess would show up. I just knew it. So, Stephanie, you can add yourself and Shimmy, a goddess. And that will be the end for tonight. Oh, nope. Not the end. Beauty with no beast. You are the last one. Okay, that's it. Anyone else, you get email readings. But Beauty with no beast, you are the last reading. So please ask your question. Choose 1 through 8. Okay, aliens and Aquarians. Choose a deck 1 through 8, or I can choose for you. Okay, what is coming towards you for the rest of September? Hello, thank you so very much. Samuel is not here right now, but I'll pass the message on to him. He's hanging out on my ship, doing readings for the other lions. They like his human readings, just like you guys like these alien readings. So it's very good that you both showed up. We tell Samuel when he asks what happens, we tell him is every time you go live human, you have a collection of aliens and deities who show up secretly to communicate with you. So at least we know we got at least one alien and one goddess watching right now. So thank you. So tell me when to stop, friend, or I'll stop when the aliens and the Aquarians tell me to. Your choice. But I work with both groups as well. Aquitar is a water planet with a group of powerful superheroes that some of you may know about. Okay, so for the rest of September, you're really going to have to overcome many negative thoughts of doubt, of I'm not good enough, I don't deserve to be happy, everything has to be negative, everything has to be painful. These are false. And in this rest of September, you will be able to transform these thoughts into something artistic, either poetry, painting, writing, cooking. Take these doubts, these pains, these thoughts that no longer serve, and transform them into something that others can experience, that other people can see. This is going to be a very creative month for you. You will be very able to have the passion to gather all the things you have experienced, bring them all together so you can really focus on what you want. This is going to be, the rest of September is really going to be powerful for you in the terms of creation and artistic. Any artistic projects you wanted to start or you want to finish, now in September, these energies are really supporting that. Also, changing your mental perception. Any thoughts or doubts or beliefs that you used to have or still have that no longer support and nurture you, you are being called to leave them behind or transform them into something artistic so you can just hold on to what is valuable, and that is your determination to make something happen. I refer to a group of aliens I call the Humane Alien. So what this is a entity who takes a human form from another world and another vibration that we can't even fathom. They choose to take a human form to bring in high levels of creative light into the human grid in a way that a human generally cannot. So they take a human form and they look like a human. They are very humane. They're very kind and respectful to others, but they don't think the way that everyone else does. They don't feel, they don't communicate. They're not the same as everyone else, but they look like a human. It's hard to say they're not a human, but there's something a little alien about them, which makes me think a little bit, right? That maybe we're not the only planet with humans on them. I'll let you stew that a little bit. Adriana, please send an email. Choose 1 through 8 in the email, and I can answer the questions for you there. So those on the list, please ask your questions. Choose 1 through 8. To all the new subscribers and to the returning subscribers, you are a brave person, and this content is here to inspire you to be the best version of yourself. If any messages here do not resonate with you, please leave them and take what does. If you want more information about the type of readings I offer and about my services, please look in the description of this video. Thank you. So beautiful, everyone here. Yes, there's a lot of information, so please stay after your question to gain insight, or to rewatch this video and know that these answers, even though not intended for you, still may ring true. Why? Because all that's being said is being spoken on behalf of the cosmic truth. Deck number 6. What are Jay's actions towards Jay moving forward? So you can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when the energies compel me. What are JA's actions towards JE? They appear to be currently broken up. So anyone viewing now or in the future, your energy of just viewing this can be felt, can be registered, and will be transmitted through this video, whether or not you are fully aware of it. Okay. Okay, so GE current, what are GE's actions towards JE? So their current actions right now is manipulation and control. So JA's actions towards GE is control, domination, manipulation, and controlled sorrow and darkness. They're putting a energy of negativity of you're not allowed to be successful, you cannot be healthy, you cannot fly, you cannot be your own self. They're really controlling energetically this person, and this is causing a really negative reaction on behalf of JA to themselves. They think they're doing the right thing, but they're really being mindless, and they're really pushing away the other person, GE. But GE is learning that they're in control of their life, that they have the magic, the power, that most of the things that they were told that they didn't know, that that they believed that they're not good enough, that they have to be controlled, that they have to be with this person or they can never be happy. They're learning that this is not true. And it does seem like this was not a healthy relationship. But it is showing them that they can be healthy, they can be successful on their own. So the next action is that JA will try to control GE, and GE will not let that happen and will push away from it. Is what the cards show me coming up. Goon, thank you. I'm glad you have found this as well. And Seashell Case, thank you for subscribing and liking this video. Please send an email, choose 1 through 8, and time will be set aside after this video to answer those questions. Okay, to the goddess in the room, if you are here, please ask your question. So, by being controlling, it's not so much like in a relationship. Controlling oftentimes is really subtle. It's controlling like how someone talks, controlling how somebody sleeps, how somebody drinks, and how someone eats. It's very subtle control. It may not appear to be controllive. Like there's no deadlines, they're not checking phones, they're not doing the common controlling things, but it's still controlling emotionally. It's still controlling non-verbally. Yes, the list was supposed to end with Priga, and it's continued. So doesn't always happen, but on some occasions it can be extended. But anyone who didn't get a reading, please send an email and you will get that. Okay, what is your Scorpio, Mr. Moss's feelings towards you? Okay, deck number 8. You can tell me when to stop or stop when the energies compel me. Thank you, amazing goddess, for choosing to shimmy over to this channel. It really is appreciated. We'll go live on a daily basis. The times of the lives will change, but the messages of understanding, acceptance, empowerment, and excitement will always stay the same, friends. Okay, so the Scorpio, Mr. Moss. What is he feeling? So you can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when the spirits compel me. Okay. Stop, please. Okay. So Mr. Moss is in love with you, wants to be with you, and is like quickly coming to the level of being able to articulate this to you. They care about you so tremendously, and they are deeply in love with you, and they want to be with you. They just have a lot of thoughts from past relationships, from past experiences, that they could get hurt, that they could hurt you. that there is a negative opportunity with mentalism. They don't want to cause pain, but at the same time, they believe that you are the master of love. They don't want the fighting. They don't want the negativity. They want the love, but there's an issue where they are about actionable love. They show love by giving, by doing. You show love by listening, by holding space. They are a very active lover, while you're a very reactive lover. Both are valuable, but you hold love in a very maternal, nurturing way, where they hold love in a very paternal, actionable way. And this can cause conflict. And there is a lot of conflict that is preventing them from really fully connecting to you. Understand that the more you love yourself, the more you can bring your goddess energy into your physical body, the more you know the name of your goddess energy, the more you can bring your soul light in, this person will be able to understand you more. I recommend you let them know what you think about them. Let them know how you feel towards them. Have that dialogue. No, it won't be the same. But by listening to how they feel, what they think about love, and let them know what you feel and what you think about love, it will really move it forward. But they really want to be with you. They just don't want to hurt you. They don't want to take away from you, and they don't like fighting. They want things to be peaceful, and they see that being with you as of right now, it will cause conflict, but they don't want that. They want it to be peaceful. So just have that dialogue. Say, hey, sometimes things get out of hand. Sometimes we don't say what we mean, and just have that dialogue. You are such a very powerful person. Your aura is profound, and I'm very grateful that one of the goddesses decided to take a human form on this planet in this now. All the higher dimensionals are welcome. There's a lot of us. Most of them generally don't post YouTube videos. There are some. I hope that can give you some clarity. Mr. Moss, feelings towards you are romantic, exciting, passionate, but sometimes painful, sometimes abrupt, sometimes misled. But when you communicate and you have an open, compassionate dialogue, you will be able to really work together to nurture a powerful, loving connection between you both. Okay, deck number 2. Okay, the Gemini DB's intentions with you. He won't leave you alone. Okay. Thank you. There's quite a lot of backlog on this channel. Feel free to go through that. The energies have developed a lot since Samuel first began this channel, but know that whatever video you click on, you were meant to click on, and as ever long as you watch it was however long you need to for your own message. There's a lot of content here. It will only continue. So thank you. I look forward to seeing you in the next live. Thank you for shimming on over and bringing your beautiful goddess energies. Okay, beauty with no beast. You can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when the energies compel me. A tale as old as time. So, it seems like they just want physical. They just really want that physical lightning, that touch, that sensation is really what they're after. They're not wanting love. They're not wanting relationships. They're not wanting connection. They want physical. The reason why they won't leave you alone is they're probably lusting over you. They think if they show all this energy, all of this excitement towards you, you fall under their control. They really want to just dominate every aspect of you, both physically and emotionally, and that won't happen. You won't let it happen. You're way more powerful than that. But they really just the only way I can really describe it is another reference you might get is in an animated film released at some point. There is a French village where a woman who's the daughter of an inventor is constantly harassed by a masculine hunter, and at the end he tries to murder the person who she was in love with. So the Gaston archetype is what's coming forth with this person. They just want you for your beauty. They don't want you for your intelligence. But know you're more powerful than them. They want to take your strength. They want to take your determination. They want to take all of this away from you because they themselves are insecure. They want to take your security away from you. They want to take your power away from you because they feel like they don't have that in themselves. They think that you are an easy target because you're so beautiful, because you're so amazing. They think that you are susceptible to abuse. This is wrong. I won't stand for it. You won't stand for it. They want to put you in your shell. They want to harness and harvest you for what you offer to them. They really just want to carve you up, and that's not going to happen. And if they won't leave you alone, this is my recommendation to you for you is to roar, is to say, hey, I don't like the energies you put off. I don't like the way that you make me feel. Please stop communicating with me. And if it continues, say, hey, I have brothers, I have cousins, and you need to stop or they will get involved. Whether or not that's true, it's always true because there's people who will get involved. So this is a point where if it's over Facebook, you might want to report him. If there's any law enforcement, you might want to get involved. Know that you are a cosmic person who holds energies that are prehistoric and futuristic at the same time. You understand the code and the information of the universe in a very powerful way. You are a infinitely powerful entity, but you are very strong even when people think you're weak. When people label you as something, that's not true. So I very much I suggest you tell your friends and your family that this is happening, and put the intention that this person will stop. And what you just said, say that in the message if you haven't already. If you haven't already said that you are not interested in them, if said that you're not attracted to them, you just have no connection to them. If you have already said that, then I do recommend you take it to the next level to find authorities for your safety. Because people can be psychotic. They really can. And it is something that every beautiful person because everyone is beautiful, that people have experienced, but there is support systems to help you, friend. And they won't leave you alone. Then you should take it your next step. block them on the platform. Tell your family, tell your friends that this is an issue, and take it to the law enforcement if need be. But more than anything, call in the lions. So call in the lions and roar. Say what needs to be said. Speak the truth. Hold the truth. Don't waver from the truth. And this person has some mental issues. They're not a terrible person and they're not unredeemable, but they need to work on themselves, and they're pushing you away way far. They might have had a chance in the beginning, but it's done now. And you just gotta call in your power. Say, hey, universe, I'm scared. Please come in. And they will listen. I tell you one thing is I'm sending lions to you. I don't like this. And there's a lot of lions that don't like what this person is doing and do not like there's a thin line between crazy and persistent, but just know that is a possibility in the future. You will always be a beautiful person and people will always be crazy. So not everybody's crazy, but you will always be beautiful. So learn how to work with your guides and your teams. Call in angels. Call in the lions. Work really strong. People generally don't mess with lions because lions will maul you to death. Siegfried and Roy can speak to that. We don't like those two, by the way. The cosmic lions are not fans of Siegfried and Roy. So never feel alone, friend, and know this channel goes live on the daily. Your beautiful energy is appreciated here, and you do not need to be around a beast. You deserve to be with somebody who will treat you with kindness and respect. Let your family know, let your friends know that this has been happening, and if it does escalate, then they will know, so something won't come out as surprise. But if it just goes away and it's resolved and done, which is perfect, which is what I'm hoping for, then at least your friends know that these type of things are probably going to happen to someone else in the future too. So thank you for your beautiful energy and your amazing power. Don't let anyone ever manipulate or tell you that you're not something that you know you are. And if you believe that you're not something and you think you down deep inside that you are more than what you've always believed, if somewhere deep down inside, even though you've always thought you were terrible, but something never really fully believed that, which means that's the light you hold inside, would never fully be put away in the darkness. So Stephanie, please ask your question, or a general reading, or a reading for the collective. Yes, please share what's happening with this person to your family and your friends, just in case something does happen, they do know. I'm not saying it's going to. I really hope that it doesn't, and I believe it won't. But the just have a little bit of security in mind, just for the sake of those around you. Ooh, any method you say. Well, I'm holding this pendulum, and I recently as of yesterday, received a donation. Well, Samuel did, but I can use them a little bit differently than he can. A donation of amazing items. And so one of them is this pendulum, as well as 4 other oracle decks that have not been mastered and are not being used. So I will give you a general reading with them. And it is the Secret Language of Light Oracle. So Heat Journey, please send an email and I can answer for you. Thank you for showing up, though. Your energy is greatly appreciated. Yes, new stuff is going to be very gradually introduced. I have videos that I'm working on that will introduce these new decks, but we're going to stick with the 8 for now. But you get a deck that's not listed, friend. Right now, not directly. Probably it's going to be a matter of maybe months until these 4 decks get added to the regular rotation of 8 decks. But deck number 9 constantly changes and is never consistent. It's something that is always fluxed. So I've been using consistently one for deck number 9, but I do plan on incorporating some of these later down the line, and they would only ever be deck number 9. The 8 will stay the same for the foreseeable future. So yeah, deck number 9 is almost secret. So it's only secret if you don't know about it. Okay, Stephanie, you can tell me when. So this is the first time the Lion entity, has worked with this deck. The human has studied it quite often, as much as he could in the last 24 hours. Ha 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 ha. Woo! Friend, you are tremendous, and your message is really powerful. So know that your soul, your highest aspect, exists way more than what you think it does. It's not just you and your flesh body. Your flesh body is connected both to the planet and then to the cosmos. You are a tree. You bring the light from above, deep down below, and from below, deep above. Find a way to ground, connect to our beautiful planet, and connect to the amazing cosmos. Know that you are a tree, and your branches reach far, far, and you echo the light deep into the universe. Continue to ground. Find a connection to the earth at least once a day mentally. Send your connections down to your feet, down past the soles, deep into the earth, and far into the sky. And know that you are connected to this planet and you are a beautiful, infinite person. Focus on your wellness. Focus on your own practice of maybe yoga, meditation, dancing, jogging. Find a wellness practice you can begin to do every day. And the more you do this, you will echo so much profound cosmic light from within deep into the universe. Know that you are connected to this planet and find a process every day of wellness and make wellness the goal every day, is to be more and more well, because you have the insight inside to see the light all around you. When you can go into a meditative state, when you can go into a transient theta thought stream, you will be able to find the insight to any issue. You will find the light you hold inside and echo it into the universe. You are a profound being, and your wellness and your insight affects this entire planet and the whole cosmos. The more you can find your wellness, the more insightful you can become, and the more grounded you be, you will hold more and more levels of your highest self light inside now. And the earth is asking for this to happen and is asking for this energy. So yeah, these cards are pretty amazing. The Secret Language of Light Oracle is what it is called. And there's guided meditations for these done by the person who made it. And I really like this one. So there's a person in a meditative stance. They're holding a sword over their head. The sword is reflecting loving light, and there is a flower of light pattern radiating out of the person's third eye. I'll show you the deck here. It is called The Secret Language of Light, Transmissions from Your Soul, made by Denise Jarvie. Denise Jarvie has a YouTube channel with 250 something subscribers, which is a shame, and she should have a lot more than that. So yes, anything that you are afraid or makes you feel uncomfortable or is difficult or challenging is probably what you should be doing the most. Example being the human, Samuel McGinnis, does not like meditation and runs away from it, does not like public speaking, runs away from it, does not like reading cards and runs away from them. Every day, the lion works with the human so they can do the thing that the human loves to do but is afraid to do. So I hope you can find this deck if it resonates for you. There are meditations here on this channel and on other channels that are very unique. I have so much gratitude. And I have gratitude for the human Samuel who faces his fears every day by letting his body and his voice be featured on these videos. I thank you to all you people who ask your questions, who watch these videos in silence and never ever communicate in live chat. To the people millions of years from now watching this and who remembers the lives of these people who lived in this now. I would like to express the infinite gratitude to everybody and know that you are making the transformation. And when you transform, you are transforming this planet as well. And when this planet transforms, it affects everything that ever has and ever will be. Thank you all. You are loved, and your energies will only continue to grow. I look forward to seeing you in the next broadcast. Love and gratitude.